Right, it's good, yeah, it is. Anime K here, and we are back with another video. Now, today, I'm going to be talking about Boruto Sakura versus Alive Itachi. So this is Boruto Sakura from the Boruto verse, and then we got Itachi when he was alive. Like, let's say Itachi, not Itachi maybe from a Sasuke fight, but we'll talk about Itachi before he got really sick, but still strong, right? Now, the reason why I do this video is because a lot of people that don't like Sakura, and a lot of people that, you know, just don't understand how strong Boruto Sakura is, will say Itachi alive would be Boruto Sakura. Now, I don't think this is the case. The person who's recorded this video with me doesn't think this case as well. His name is Trippier. He sent his part over. Now, it's like a different way we're recording this, obviously, because we couldn't do it the normal way where you record it together. That's on my end. That's my fault. But next video, next time we collaborate, we will have it where it's us actually together talking, apart from just, you know, how it is now in this format. You'll know what I mean when the video's ended. But look, I'm gonna go over Sakura's abilities. He's gonna go over Itachi's abilities, and I'm gonna basically at the end give you an in-depth just response to the question. So Sakura's abilities here. And these are the most important abilities, right? So firstly, and this is a big part of why I think should be Itachi, is her genjutsu resistance. Now, even as she was a kid, we know Sakura was pretty strong in genjutsu and pretty skilled in genjutsu. Even Kakashi complimented her on her genjutsu skills and her ability to control chakra. And she's always been better than Sasuke and Naruto at doing this. Now, that being said, this is a big counter for Itachi, because we know Itachi's main thing is genjutsu. But look, I'm not going to get too much into Itachi. That's what Trippy's doing. So, a chakra scalpel. Now, this might not be a big thing for you. You might not think, how's a chakra scalpel going to stop Itachi? But if she was to get a good clean, we know Sakura's pretty fast now. Boruto Sakura is pretty fast. If she was to get a good clean hit with that chakra scalpel, one, in the information that I've read here, it's basically stated that it's hard to heal only because the chakra scalpel, it's like it cuts your insides. So it's like it's hard to really heal yourself from something like that. And we already know Itachi was pretty ill, and we know that Boruto Sakura is a genius in medical and ninjutsu, so she knows how the body works. So she would be able to definitely perfectly and know where to hit to stop Itachi. Now, the chakra scalpel, we see this used against Tsunade. That Tsunade is someone who is obviously below Boruto Sakura, is significantly weaker than Boruto Sakura, but it's still pretty strong. We see this used against her. Kabuto, you know, in the Tsunade retrieval arc, Kabuto uses it against Tsunade, and it's really effective against her. And Tsunade is one of the best medical ninjas out there. So I'm sure if Sakura was using it on someone that is not medically trained to know how to deal with it, and she got a clean hit, I know it would definitely work and definitely do well. Now, my next thing, chakra enhanced strength. Now, you know the chakra enhanced strength where she just basically can obliterate anything with one punch. Now, this is what the chakra control I was talking about. She has really good chakra control. So basically, the way this technique is used, this ability allows her to use excessive amounts of chakra to coat her fists and then deliver a powerful punch to anyone she's fighting. Many examples are when she's fighting Sasori and breaks his puppet, or in the war arc where she just starts breaking the ground, and you know, when she just starts destroying all the white Zetsus everywhere. That's a good example. Another example is when she fought Shin Uchiha, someone who had MSs just like Itachi did, and was able to just basically go against him combat to combat, was doing just fine against a guy who had MSs all over his body, and she was just fine and annihilated him with just one clean punch. All right, so the chakra enhanced strength is a strong thing, and if she was to hit Itachi cleanly with that, I think it would definitely be very hard for Itachi to recover from that, the fact that he's really ill as well would play a big factor in this. Now, another thing we need to talk about is 100 heal seal. Now, this seal is one of the most powerful things that someone can have. It basically allows a person to have 100 lives. So rolling on Itachi's durability is not the best anyway. But the fact that Sakura has this, and we know Boruto Sakura is fully mastered it. So you've seen Sakura in the war arc anyway, right? Let's use the example here. If you remember Tsunade, right, when she gets impaled by Madara Susanoo, yeah, most people, anyone that's not a medical ninja, or even a medical ninja to Sakura and Tsunade's standards, would have died because she got impaled in the heart. But she still managed to survive that. Why? Because of a 100 heal seal. Now this seal, right, giving you the explanation of it, strength of 100 seals is a jiu-jitsu that can only be used by those who have access to a creation rebirth technique. This technique allows the user to heal immediately from any injury that they withstand without the need to form a hand seal. Keep that in mind. The user doesn't even need to make an effort to heal themselves. As long as they have the chakra, they'll continue to regenerate. The best example of this is when Tsunade used, like I just said, when I was reading my notes, when Tsunade used it against Madara while being impaled by the Susanoo. Now, remember what I just said, they don't have to weave a sign. So it's not that she would have to weave a sign and Itachi could maybe catch her off guard. She heals instantly. Now, so there's not a lot of stuff Itachi could really do to Sakura to really hurt her, because she's really, so like I've just said, she's already good at countering genjutsu, which I've just said. Now, and physical attacks for the most part won't work on her because she can just heal herself. And what makes it even more stronger, because this is a one-on-one fight, she doesn't have to use her chakra to heal anyone else. So all the chakra that she has to heal herself and to keep fighting will go to her. So yeah, she's really, really strong. Now, I'm gonna let Trippy explain Itachi's abilities. Then after that, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna give you a basic answer to the question. So Trippy.
Well, as for Itachi, we all know about Amaterasu, the black flame that never stops burning. I believe there's a statement out there that says that it's as hot as the sun, but that could just be an exaggeration to make it seem stronger. Unless everyone that's been hit with it just has insane durability and didn't just get instantly incinerated. But he also has his insanely strong Susanoo, which has some of the strongest weapons as far as Susanoos go. He has the Totsuka blade, which is a sword that can seal anything that he is able to touch. Keep that in mind because he has to be able to touch his opponent with it for it to be effective. And he's not really that fast when he's in his Susanoo state, so if his opponent has a speed gap and is able to break through a Susanoo, such as, Sakura, then it might be irrelevant. But his Yadomir could also be a pretty good counter, and it is stated to block literally anything because it changes its chakra nature. It can perfectly counter pretty much any jutsu, whether it's physical, elemental, or spiritual. But it's not omnidirectional, meaning that it only blocks what's directly in front of it, so it has its weaknesses. He also has the Tsukuyomi, which is one of the strongest genjutsu in the series. It's able to make someone live out their entire lifetime in fractions of a second, but in order for him to do this, he has to be able to look you directly in the eye. And I don't know if Sakura would know about this, or if she's just too fast and just doesn't make direct eye contact. As far as I know, she doesn't have much, if any, genjutsu resistance, at least a genjutsu of that level. So if he's able to land this, then it could be a GG right there. But if not, and you believe that she's too fast to be hit or just wouldn't make eye contact, then it really doesn't matter that much. He also has a few lower level genjutsu that he can cast without looking you directly in the eyes. These could work for slowing her down, but I don't think they'll change the outcome too much. And I know we're talking about sick Itachi here, but he also does have Izanami and Izanagi. I would assume that he can use them even when he's sick, because in the war arc he just kind of came back and knew how to use them. But I don't know if we're using these feats or not, but I figured I'd just, talk about them just because. So Izanami is a genjutsu that takes 3 steps to activate, and if someone has a bad intention on their mind, they won't be released until they change their ways. So yeah, pretty strong. And Izanagi just allows you to rewrite history and undo your own death if you do so happen to die. But he's only going to be able to use one or the other either way because they both cost your Sharingan if you use them. So using both wouldn't be optimal in this fight as he would just go blind. Again, I don't think we're even using these feats, but I figured I'd just bring them up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Itachi scaling. Back to you.
No, thank you, Trippy. Now, to end the video here, I'm going to go over I'm gonna name you a couple fights here that show examples of why Sakura would win this fight. Now you've heard all Itachi's abilities, right? Well, let me just show you how Sakura would counter them. So when Madara fought the 5 Kage, right? Tsunade cracked Madara's Susanoo ribcage. Now we know Madara's Susanoo is stronger than Itachi's Susanoo, it being that Itachi didn't even have a full Susanoo. Now we know Madara's is stronger. He states have one of the strongest Susanoo's. I don't know about Sasuke's and Madara's. I don't know which one's stronger out of them two, but I know Madara's the strongest Susanoo, right? Tsunade managed to crack the ribcage of that. So a weaker Susanoo and a stronger person, meaning, you know, being Sakura, to, you know, who's fast enough and who could get clean hit on it, could break Itachi's Susanoo. Now I know what you're thinking, the sword of the Yadame sword could just seal her straight away, right? Now that is a risk for Sakura, don't get me wrong, but I think Sakura would be fast enough to be able to punch the Susanoo before Itachi could, because that's a big sword. So before Itachi could really swing that sword over to seal her. Now it's a 50-50, don't get me wrong, but if she gets a clean hit on that, she's definitely breaking the Susanoo, and I don't know if Itachi can form a full Susanoo, so he would either have to take it down and put it back up, which would definitely drain a lot of his chakra anyway, being that he's not very durable anyway. And 2, while he's taking it down, you know, already chakra, because a lot of his chakra would be depleted from using that Susanoo, Sakura could just run up to him and punch him and he would be done. Now, Sakura have enough strength to punch Kaguya. Now, at first, I didn't think this was a big feat, but if you talk about it in the sense of Kaguya was stronger than Madara, right? 10 times stronger than Madara. Now, for Sakura to be able to punch her in the head and make her duck, now, it may not seem like a big thing, but it just shows how strong Sakura was in the War Arc. And Boruto, we know she gets significantly stronger. So if she was like I'm saying again, if she was to get a clean punch on Itachi, there's not much that Itachi's doing after that, because people underestimate Sakura's punches. Sakura's punches are pretty hard, and she might be even to just one shot him just like that. Now, another thing, when I mentioned earlier in the video, when she fought Shin Uchiha, a guy that Orochimaru create one of his experiments, he just had MS's all over his body. So he had just basically, now he may not seem that strong, and obviously it was a created shot, it was a created MS. So, you might not think it's that strong, but to have all of them planted all over your body, right, you should definitely be able to see. It helps you to see a person's movements better than the average person. Sakura was doing pretty fine. Now I know she had a little assistance from Sasuke with his Rinnegan, but let's be real, she was doing pretty fine against Shin Uchiha anyway. Sasuke's little assist, I don't think she really needed it like that. It was just a good tactic to use to end the fight quickly. Now here's a little quote here. Due to her chakra control, Sakura is immune to genjutsu. Now we don't know, even though, well, it says immune, it says a little thing here, basically, due to her training, due to her getting better chakra control, she's immune to even the strongest genjutsu. Now, could this mean Tsukiyomi? I don't know, but let's just say she's not immune to Tsukiyomi, right? That's fine, but it's going to have less effect on her than it would the average person. The fact that, one, her heal seal would just heal her anyway, so it wouldn't cause as much damage to someone like Sakura as it did Kakashi. So she would still be durable to fight, and we know the Tsukiyomi takes a lot of chakra out of Itachi. So if he performs that on Sakura, don't get me wrong, will it affect her? Yes, but it will not affect her as much as the average person. And if Sakura is able to heal herself from Tsukiyomi, if she just able to instantly heal herself and can still fight, it's over after that point, because that genjutsu is used as a one, just like done person like that. Itachi only uses that genjutsu to finish someone off straight away, because it takes so much chakra out of him that if he continues to fight after that, it's not the best thing for him. Now, but look, me and Trippy both agreed that Sakura would win this fight. And anyone that disagrees, you know, I feel like I've given good points here. But look, this has been Anime K. Look, thank you, Trippy, for coming on the channel. You know, you guys go check out his channel as well, because, you know, he's good enough to collaborate with me. And look, and any other anime YouTuber that's watching this video and wants to collaborate with us, come text, you know, check out his channel, join his Discord, or just put it under my YouTube comments, put your social media. I'm always down to collaborate with any anime YouTuber, because, you know, I think, you know, we should all grow together and we should all just make videos together and talk about whatever. It's just a fun community. This, when it's like doing videos like this, it's a fun thing to do. But look, like, comment, subscribe. This has been Anime K, and in conclusion, Boruto Sakura would win this fight. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video and want me and Trippy to do Edo Itachi versus Boruto Sakura, we can do that as well. But let us know in the comments. Peace, I'm out. Bye. So guys, little side note as well. I was reading up on Tsukiyomi a bit more, and yeah, it's really, you know, I knew it was powerful obviously, but even Jinchuriki, you know, like Naruto Killer Bee couldn't break out of it. So let me just add, I get, okay, if you caught Sakura in that, I don't think she's breaking out of that. It probably would be GG's, but apart from that, I'd give it to Sakura. Sakura. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye. I'm out.